have a little bit more bravery, have a little bit more courage. And instead of yelling at Kamala Harris or whoever the fuck about going on the Joe Rogan Experience because he's a problematic figure, you should use that space that you have to yell at them to, you know, change their policies. Okay? If you're just a random idiot, then so is Theo Vaughn or Ben Shapiro. But I'm sure a lot of the anti-comedy people loved when he called stand-ups Adolf Hitler. But yeah, AOC dunked on Matt Iglesias, who said, is Bernie running in 2028? Is he going to endorse someone? Lame ass bitch. AOC dunked on him. Believe it or not, some people's everyday actions aren't motivated by some long-term career ambition, but out of a genuine love for people and a desire to do right by them. Bernie's one of those people. Disagree and loathe them all you want. People trust him for a reason. Bernie does these because he has long seen and talked to communities for whom the economy and status quo aren't working. If you don't like it, you can go fund some lab-grown person that's been focus grouped to death instead. He's a good person. The dedication to hating him is wild. I'm happy to believe that he has no further career ambitions. Would still expect him to endorse a next-generation movement leader. I can't begin to tell you how much I loathe people like Matt Iglesias. Like, all they do is just, like, undermine any sort of potential movement that could take seriously the growing fascism in this country. That's all they do. And they make money just brown-nosing the libs. But the reality is, if the Democratic Party and if there was a magic wand and all of the Democratic Party in its entirety was like, Matt Iglesias would be writing about how socialism is dope. That's it. He is one of those guys that follows the Democratic Party, not vice versa. Follows the Democratic Party and demands that they do more. And when he gets everything he wants, it is basically the actual Kamala Harris campaign. He still complains that they didn't do enough of it. Iglesias, August 2024. Kamala Harris is running a great campaign on my favorite centrist themes like patriotism, unwavering support for Israel, and personal responsibility, which I like so much. Matt Iglesias, March 2025. Leftists are lying when they say Harris ran a centrist campaign. I hate this impulse to denigrate people over small factional disputes. Eric Holder was Obama's attorney general. Tony West is a distinguished public servant who's subtly the devil because he works for a taxi company. Mark Cuban is doing great work for the ticket. These people are horrible people to get your notes from, okay? When these people agree with you, understand that there is a real problem, okay? That should be your first inclination that you are going down a dangerous path, a path destined for failure. Okay? I mean, even he recognizes that. Look, I have mixed feelings about the 2024 Democratic National Convention, mostly because I liked it so much. Even he realizes that this is troublesome, that he liked the Dems' national campaign too much. Here's something to make you go insane. Doge is making journalism great again with Matt Taibbi. Oh my God. A blast from the past, folks. A blast from the past. Two figures. One who I admired and one who I worked alongside. That's crazy. I cannot believe, dude. God, Matt Taibbi. Matt. Why is Matt Taibbi's face getting wider? I don't know. We watching a Real Uncle's Jubilee vid, or maybe y'all already watched? Is it out yet? No, right? Considering the fact that it hasn't been spammed in the chat a million times over, I suspect that it's coming out tomorrow. There are also efforts to curb some of his signature lines, including Tim Walz has some sharp critiques. Oh, by the way, Tim Walz came out and said everything that a lot of leftists, myself included, were criticizing the campaign over. Yeah. He basically came out and was like, yeah, they really stopped me from doing things that were really good, that people actually liked a lot. OMG. It's almost like you've been saying this for years. Right again. The scran you ordered, by the way. Game day meal incoming. Hashtag locked in. Hashtag hat trick incoming. 0 goals, 0 assists. Total shots 0. Accurate passes 0 out of 1. Chances created 0. Touches 1. Yeah, I know. Tim Walz spoke about basically all of the critiques that he had over the Harris Walz campaign, and virtually all of it reads like, I don't know, 80 plus videos that I've done in 80 plus videos I've done about how the campaign was fucking failing. There's also this. Al Green, my goat, had some really cool things that he's saying. Again, many such cases, okay? A lot of Democrats talking about
don't you admire
stuff that you've probably heard here before. What's up? What's that about? The reason why I walked away is because Al Green is basically saying the things that I've been saying for years. Wow. Maybe I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Fuck. Unreal, dude. Wow. Democrats never punish the rotating villains in its party. Democrats never whip votes. Democrats only turn around and praise and give gifts to the rotating villains in the party.
He giving y'all hell.
You know, y'all give him a speech now.
Sorry.
But
I'll be honest, like, think about the last time you've heard analysis like this from anyone that's not a leftist, that you know, like a liberal independent content creator, sex pest or not, where you were like, yeah, I remember him saying something similar. Democrats are coming to that recognition. No, it doesn't happen, because fundamentally, these guys don't have a vision. They're just simply, here's how Grandpa rewarded Manchin for destroying his Build Back Better agenda for the folks who weren't there. Biden hands Manchin the pen he used to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law. He should have done something else with that pen, and Joe Manchin, you know?
who didn't vote for not voting. I understand why people didn't vote.
Wow. Well, at least somebody gets it. Well, that person got censured. So, and Democrats voted to censure him. Fucking awesome. Yeah. Here's another great example of the Democrats, openly revealing, openly stating things that I was yelling about during the campaign. There were efforts to curb some of his signature lines, including casting Trump and Republicans as weird, which slipped out at Walz's speeches. He was encouraged to stop focusing on the weird criticism, said another former Harris aide. I think it is fair to ask whether, even if weird wasn't quite right, his instinct about how to approach Trump to make him seem small and a huckster wasn't closer to correct than the more self-serious tone that may have made us sound too in defense of the status quo. Why did they bring Tim on just to kneecap him? They really thought people would be blinded by his very existence? I don't know what happened. Not remotely surprising, Harris's own staffers and campaign aides say when it's not in public and their names aren't attached that she ran a bad campaign fearful of unscripted appearances, which then also neutered her own running mate. Tim Walz thinks he and Kamala played it too safe last year. He thinks they should have held more town halls. He thinks they didn't have time to get their feet under them, and he thinks Democrats should have taken more risk and gone to more places. Walz's assessment of one of the campaign's missteps, which he emphasized also his own part, because when you're on the ticket, you don't win, that's your responsibility, was also one shared privately in interviews with more than half a dozen former presidential campaign staffers, all of whom were granted anonymity to discuss the issue candidly, and many of whom lamented the vice president's campaign schedule that had her avoiding unscripted moments of the press and voters late into the fall. Look, contrary to popular opinion from my haters, I don't smell my own farts and turn around and say, like, they should have me on the campaign or they should listen to me, okay? I'm just some guy. I'm an idiot, okay? I am I'm a random idiot who gets yelled at all day for being a terrorist sympathizer, for having the moral clarity to stand up to Israel doing a genocide with our tax dollars. I unbanned that person because he has fantastic ideas and I want to hear more from him, even though he immediately unfollowed after saying, I followed you and waited 10 minutes long to say you're a worthless terrorist sympathizer and you're one of the biggest hypocrites and clowns on the internet. So my point is, that's not my expectation. But to my surprise, when I went to the DNC and saw how many, you're no longer some random stop coping. No, I am a random dickhead on the internet. Okay. I sit in my living room and I yell at a camera all day, every day. I am just one guy, a guy that is not particularly intelligent. Okay. A guy that is definitely not the most intelligent person ever. Okay. Having said that, as a normal person, I read the room, I think, a little bit better than a lot of the Democratic Party's best and brightest. And to my surprise at the DNC, I found out that many of them were actually tuned in. Many of them are probably watching even right now on a fucking Saturday. Have a little bit more bravery. Have a little bit more courage. And instead of yelling at Kamala Harris or whoever the fuck about going on the Joe Rogan Experience because he's a problematic figure, you should use that space that you have to yell at them to, you know, change their policies. Okay? If you're just a random idiot, then so is Theo Vaughn or Ben Shapiro. Yes, they are also random idiots as well. We're all random dummies. Anyway, don't demean yourself, silly guy. I think it's incredibly important that I regularly communicate to you that I am just a guy and not particularly smart, because that is the truth. I do, however, have one secret weapon. It's called knowing your limits. Okay? Things that I am fairly knowledgeable on, things that I know, things that I'm confident in, I will defend. Okay? Having said that, I don't think a lot of people know their limits. And it's almost like a superpower when someone refuses to recognize their limitations. Okay? Hasan having a one-man struggle session, you got to do that. It's healthy. But yeah, there's a reason why, you know, this kind of reporting comes out when it's far too late. But the reporting that comes out is directly what I've been saying, what I've been yelling about. From the outside looking in, I don't have insider access. He was underutilized, and that was a symptom of the larger campaign of decision paralysis and decision logjam at the top, said one former senior Harris aide. Could he have changed the percent in Wisconsin? Maybe. We still lose even if we win Wisconsin. Even so, the aide said, Waltz got put in a box, and we didn't use him the way we could have. Part of why Waltz was picked for the running mate job centered on his strength as a communicator, several former staffers said. Another thing that I also routinely mentioned was Tim Waltz was so good when it came to healthcare, when it came to like housing, when it came to things that he actually cared about, and so bad when it came down to talking about Israel or a more reactionary right-wing attitude that he had to demonstrate because at the top of the ticket was doing that about undocumented migrants and how to deal with them. He was just so bad at being a phony. Okay? Oh, would you do a first strike on Iran? Like, what are we doing, man? You could see, like, his eyes lit up when he talked about these issues that he cared about. Yes. Yes, top of the hour. I can't believe people still do top of the hour ad break baits when I haven't done it for almost half a year. Okay? That's crazy. You can still subscribe, though, and you should. You should subscribe. If you want to support the show, subscribe, which you can do for $6 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub. I always forget to tell you to subscribe, so I'm telling you now, okay? Now that I don't do top of the hour ad breaks, I forget that there's like places where I should tell you to subscribe. You will get many benefits for subscribing, including supporting the stream, but also simultaneously being able to send me links, use these emotes all around. New badges are coming soon that you can flex on all the haters with. Riney TV and Apathy and Barry Balls, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. But yeah, they took him out. They kneecapped him. And they lost. Would they have done better if they let Tim Waltz fly his freak flag? Maybe. But at the end of the day, the campaign was still a top-down failure because the Democratic Party is a top-down failure. The Democratic Party does not have any definable characteristics beyond being annoying, woke, and gay. Okay? That's it. And when you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. And the Democrats were able to be depicted successfully as like cartoonish, woke, silly. Bro, you getting posted by Twitter music accounts? Yeah, I saw. I pull up with one Osama Son vinyl and all of a sudden Underground Sound is posting about me. The real UGs. Political commentator Hasan has a Osama Son vinyl. Would they have done better if they promised an even more lethal army, even more tax cuts for new businesses? Yes. That's what they failed at. They didn't say that they were going to. Kamala Harris had to assassinate do a mock execution of a brown child on stage. One of Honduran descent and one of Arab descent, so that she could show to the role she meant business. She was a real one, you know? And because she didn't do that, that's why she lost. Underground Sound has one of my favorite. Oh, I've seen this one. This is funny. This unk is glazing net spend. FaZe Banks, a 32-year-old man, was seen glazing net spend at a FaZe event with a yacht behind him. Cringe. Bro, you're literally 40. It's so stupid. All right. Blast from the past. We did all that.